Coming up on RDTV, we are in downtown Eugene. Why? Why aren't you? It's a sunny day, it's beautiful, everybody's down here, and how long has it been since you've seen this many people in downtown Eugene? So we have a show that's going to make you even happier than the sunshine. Next. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. You watch the national news and you'll see lately there have been a number of police shootings that end up where the suspect is killed. If you go back in Eugene history, we've had some of those cases as well. We thought you might be interested to hear a local police officer's perspective.
Well, I truly believe that, people really couldn't understand unless they went through one themselves. It's very hard to comprehend.
Because you're reacting like that.
Right.
What goes through your head?
Well, you're just thinking about, from my experience, it was just like surviving.
So first you're thinking the people that are around, you got to stop this guy from getting them.
Right.
Second, then it becomes, I want to go home to my family.
Right. First, you have your job to do, and that's what it all started out doing, my job. And then it evolved, and it just became more life-threatening. And at one point, I remember thinking about my kids and thinking about that I was going home to them. I couldn't die. This couldn't end this way. Well, the first thing that I was thinking about is, first of all, I have to protect, the students and the staff at Churchill. Then ultimately, when it gets, more in depth, I'm, concerned about my safety, and I know that I have to do whatever it takes to survive. I do think about it a lot, and there's things that I'll never forget, and one of those is looking at, the suspect after I just shot him, and that's something that I'll never forget.
What happened when you got home? What with your family? What went on with them?
Well, I remember when I first walked through the doors, my 4 kids just come running up and give me the biggest hugs ever. My youngest daughter was 6 at the time, and I was on admin leave, and she started having reoccurring nightmares at night, every single night. She would wake up and she had this reoccurring nightmare that she was drowning. Yeah, she was terrified of me going back to work. Nothing in this life that I love more than my children. So I just think about them and thinking not being there for them. Just really, it makes me sad that it was really close.
You look around the country at officer-involved shootings. I know you can't comment on each and every one of those, but what do you think people don't get? The general public doesn't quite understand?
I think that they don't understand how quickly that incidents they go from just being a routine traffic stop to, a deadly encounter, to a fight for your life, and how quickly that happens, and how quickly an officer has to make a split decision of what they're going to do. And if they make the wrong choice, they could, die, or they make the wrong choice, they could be criticized and, go to prison or lose their job.
So do you think that police officers involved in shootings can be misunderstood pretty easily by the general public, or the situation can be?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I think a lot of the people, they just get a short little snippet from the news, and they don't know the whole set of circumstances that happened way before the incident even became deadly. There's so much information that people need to understand, that it doesn't all just ultimately go from traffic stop to a shooting. It doesn't generally go that way. It's, there's a lot of stuff that happens before, during, then right up until the moment of the encounter. Before you rush to judgment, know the facts. And I know a lot of the times people will rush to judgment, then once the facts are out there, they're like, oh, okay. But then all those words of the negative comments are already out there. You can't really take those back.
There we go.
There.
Take the coat off. There.
It's Oregon, it's a sunny day, and Bill Randall's got his coat on. What is downtown Eugene on a sunny day?
It's awesome. Downtown Eugene is awesome on a rainy day.
But much more awesome on a sunny day.
Well, it's more awesome on a sunny day, absolutely.
Well, get out of here. You have a job to do.
Can I walk this way? Do I have to walk behind you? I can't walk in front of you, right?
You walk this way.
I walk that way. I'm going to go this way.
When you're in Eugene, there's no shortage of places to go out to eat, but sometimes you want to get out of town. Sometimes you want to go to rural Oregon and find something just a little different. Well, if you want to go someplace that's absolutely amazing, try the Shed Cafe in Shed, Oregon.
It was Sunday morning. Kathy and I were looking for something different, something out of town, a place we hadn't eaten before. For some reason, I thought of the town of Shed. We looked it up online, found the Shed Cafe, and headed out of town. This is truly an old-fashioned diner, but spruced up a lot. This has been in the hands of farmers for many years, and Al and his business partner have been looking to get this place for a couple of years, and finally it came on the market.
We finally got the Shed Diner after a couple years of trying. We were at Sweet Home. We're looking to put it back to the original diner form.
These buildings used to come as a kit, kind of like a Sears Roebuck house. What Al and his business partner have done is created a place where the food is really good. Fresh cut French fries, hamburgers that are awesome, chef salad. It was only $7 for that. What they're trying to do is bring back that old feel, and we felt it. The people were nice, the neighbors came in. This is truly the culture of Shed and rural Oregon. You don't want to miss this place. And in the summer, they're going to have some really cool events.
We do the roadsters every Thursday starting the second week of May. Every Thursday night, there'll be at least 50 to 200 roadsters out here renting cars.
So again, Shed Cafe, out in the middle of Shed, just you can't miss it.
We opened up the second week of March, and so this is like our 6th week open.
Shed is located between Tangent and Halsey. If you don't know where that is, you need to get out more.
And joining us is, well, I don't have to really tell you who that is, do I?
Always a joy,
It's good to
Rick.
see ya.
It's good to see
Al
you.
Peterson, meteorologist at KVAL TV. We used to work together at KEZI
17 years.
100 years ago.
It was awesome.
We're both 20.
Yeah.
But the reason Al's here is because back in 1999, the Kentucky Derby is the weekend of the 3rd of May. And in 1999, you and photographer Bill Getz, who's shooting this right now, went with Aaron and Marie Jones to the Kentucky Derby. And we're going to air that story following this. But I wanted to talk to you about that.
Sure.
So tell me, what was that like for you going back there with Aaron and Marie, and you were with Donald Trump and all the other people? All the
And
other people
Muhammad
like
Ali.
you, right?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali and Donald Trump were in the paddock, and I wish Muhammad had...
So tell me about, Aaron passed away recently, and as a couple, those two have done so much for this community.
He loved people. He absolutely loved people. When he'd meet somebody he knew, he'd take both hands and shake it like that, and his face would just light up. Just light up, and it's like, this is just somebody you met. No, nothing, nobody famous or anything.
And you couldn't count how much money they give into social services in this community.
You know what I love? I love this whole thing that, okay, so they give a lot of their money anonymously. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't see Aaron Jones's name on anything out there. He didn't want it.
So tell me this, what do people in this community misunderstand, do you think, about Aaron Jones? You knew him.
The environmentalists labeled him as a bad guy who wanted to cut ancient timber. He didn't like ancient timber. He only cut second growth, and he had to work really hard to get permission to mill second growth. So he was a lot closer to an environmentalist than any of those people would want to say. But it's true. And then the stuff he's doing at the mill, he's using all the waste products, he's turning it into energy. He was an environmentalist by nature because he didn't want to waste anything. So that was really cool. And the other thing is, everybody acted like he was so aloof and you couldn't get a hold of him up until about 2 years ago. Name, address, phone number. It was in the book. It was in the phone book.
Well, we're going to show the story in just a second, but I want to talk to you. So how are you doing? You like
good. Life's good.
Weather gig's going well?
Weather gig's going well, and I kind of like being up there. The morning show's doing really well.
Next Eric Dancer TV, you guys are number 2. That's great.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Remember what I told you
we're
to
aiming.
say? Yeah,
we're aiming.
Remember, okay,
we're
go to
aiming.
the story. Remember what I told you?
Juleps here! Ice cold juleps! The world focused on Louisville Saturday as the big horses competed in the 125th Kentucky Derby. But that morning in bluegrass country, the focus was on little horses. Aaron and Marie Jones of Eugene board and breed their mares at Tailor Made Farm. They raise the babies there too. They have so many horses that an entire barn carries their name.
When the Joneses come in, they're very nice, you know, especially when Marie, when she hits the door, I mean, she's nothing but smile. And, you know, here comes Aaron in, he's nothing but smile. And, you know, it's, how are you doing? We treat them with a lot of respect because they respect us.
Jones also owns stallions. The best is named St. Bellado.
There's so much substance here, and he's passing that on. So he looks to be, you know, an up-and-coming sire of the future.
Derby horses are usually born to great stallions and great mares, and the Jones appear to have both.
Derby, and there is Prime Timber, second in the Santa Anita Derby, as have been the last two winners of the Run for the Roses.
But it will be up to the babies to prove it.
This colt right here, he's by St. Bellado. And out in the field wise, you know, while the mares, they're out grazing and everything, he runs and he runs and he runs.
Through on the inside, then Prime Timber, then Adonis.
The Jones saw their first Derby horse run a respectable fourth on Saturday, beaten just 2 lengths. But somewhere in this barn may be the Derby winner of 2001.
If everything goes right and, you know, nothing gets hurt, everything goes smooth, I think definitely they'll make it back to the Derby.
So it's possible the Jones may win the first Kentucky Derby of the new millennium.
Down the stretch they come!
And we're here with Kathy Dancer. Oh wait, that would be my wife. And she's here to talk about the Mohawk Valley Metric Century. Used to be Pedal for People. It's a bike ride. So tell me this is really fun stuff. We've done it every year.
Yeah, it's an awesome ride. It's to benefit Oregon Supported Living Program, their Arts and Culture program. Well, the Arts and Culture program actually is a lot of different programs that support people with disabilities, but it's also an outlet for those who are creative in many different ways, and it's for the community. We have classes in art, painting.
There's a wheelchair dancing class that is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life.
Then they also have like music classes or sign language, and I'm missing a lot.
You can go to the website and look at the Oregon Supported Living Program's website, and Arts and Culture, it's right on there. So, because we started Armitage Park and then kind of give people an idea where they hit, kind of where they go
Right,
to.
and we go through Marcola, Brownsville, Crawfordsville. Yeah, a lot of little towns, and it's just a beautiful ride.
So there's how many? And it's just, you don't have to be like an expert bike rider to do this, because there's different ones.
There's 40K, 60, 100, and 100 plus K.
So the 100 plus is like this killer one that we did last year, and you get up off of Marcola Road and you're up over this hill. But this is for serious cyclists who really want to prove that you're something. Well, we're going to be there proving that we're something, because it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
And when this is all over, there's like a huge party.
Yeah, we have pizza and beer and
Ninkasi beer.
Yes, Ninkasi beer. It's just a really fun party at the end of the ride. The other thing I want to say is that when we're saying K, that so a 40K is just like 20 miles. So
it's not as far as it sounds.
There.
So one last thing. So why I know, but for them, why do you do this?
I do this because my brother's disabled, and he's a part of this organization, and they've changed his life so much, and I've just been so amazed by them and how much heart, compassion, and kindness that they have, and at all levels, and it's just an amazing place. And so yeah, I love giving my time to them.
And yeah, I mean, you've never been the president of a board, and for you to do that, you got to be pretty committed.
Yes.
So yeah, so look them up, come out and join us. Oh, we didn't say when it is. It's May the 9th.
Yes, May 9th.
Armitage Park. And be sure and wear your bike shorts because your bottom's going to get sore if you don't.
And also on May 1st, they're having a kickoff or like pre-registration at Ninkasi Brewing. I think it starts at 5 o'clock at night. So that's May 1st.
So you got a lot of time for this little ditty. You must know somebody. One of the bummers of being in Oregon in the summertime is it's the only time we have a lot of sun, so that's when all the road work happens, and you're stuck in traffic, and you wait, and you sweat, and you wish you were somewhere else. Well, for the month of May, we're going to take you somewhere else. Every week, we're going to take you on a trip to Redoubt Mountain Lodge. This is a place in Alaska where a few years ago, photographer Kurt Richter and I traveled far north to bring you an amazing view.
It's like going back in time. I mean, this is like the lower 48 was 100 years ago.
It's nature in its simple form. You know, it's not the TV form.
You know there's nobody for miles. I mean, literally miles and miles. You're not going to see another soul.
This is what we get to do out here. We get to show people wild Alaska, or just nature, I guess, in its truest sense.
Because I think Alaska, for a lot of people, is a bucket list. It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips. I think it's something that words can't really express. It's beyond pictures, it's beyond words, it's beyond anything really tangible.
Welcome to Alaska, a place where you don't manufacture remote. Remote is everywhere you look. There are 29 volcanoes in Alaska, and one of the most active sits right behind the Redoubt Mountain Lodge. We're going to introduce you to this hidden jewel. One of the coolest things about this place is there's only one way in and there's only one way out. Have you guys seen the new magazine out on the streets here in Lane County? I love this. It's Lane Monthly. It's in paper boxes and in just places all over where you find other newspapers. What I love about this is it's about the people and the places, events, and different products around the community that make this region such a great place to live. It's why we're all here. It's a lot like what Rick Dancer's trying to do on the TV show. But I love the feel of this, and you look inside, there's gardening articles, different ways to celebrate Earth Day, and this is the last month issue. Just all kinds of a calendar of events. It is such a fun thing, and I love the way when you pick it up, it feels like kind of in between a magazine and a newspaper. You got to check it out. It's locally produced, locally published, and everything in here is local. Lane Monthly. You do not want to miss it if you want to know what's going on around town. I mean, look, my head won't even, look, it doesn't, don't you make fun of my hair. She's making fun of my hair. Now you're going to be on television.
Mannequin. It's like every hair's in place. GQ.
Touch it, touch it.
Ouch.
Being diagnosed with cancer changes your life. Having surgeries, you know, I was just focused on getting through it. I didn't understand the extent of it. It's a long journey. You know, I had limited range of motion, and we had to do a lot of manual work, and I have to do a lot of re-educating my body to do what it was doing before.
The doctors are the people that help the patients beat cancer. What we do is we help people get back to living the life that they love.
I had no idea, and I was well informed, but as fantastic as my doctors were, I don't even think they understand what happens after cancer. I don't think you can understand it until you go through it.
You know, we've developed a niche in taking care of cancer patients.
I have never felt so weak and vulnerable my whole life. So to have the physical therapist and the massage therapist and the acupuncturist help me get my strength back, I have no words to describe how grateful I am for that.
I think that in some ways, all of us here went through cancer with Mary.
Now our staff knows how to really help people physically, and we take care of them emotionally too. And that's a pretty great feeling. Physical therapy and all of the other therapies that we offer here have really helped get me back to living the life I love. And that's what we'll do for you.
You know what I love about living in Western Oregon? Is when we want to do something, we really pull together as a community and do it. This week, Habitat for Humanity in Springfield and Eugene held a breakfast to raise $70,000 to build a house, raise the money to build a house in 1 hour. Hundreds and hundreds of people showed up. We'll tell you how they did in just a minute, but what I want you to know is the project's not over. We're still raising money. So at the end of this video, go to the website and see what you want to do to help somebody who needs a place to live.
There wasn't a discussion. It was basically, we're doing this.
Build a house in an hour? Really? What a great opportunity.
If we're going to do it, it's going to be as a community, it's going to be a community effort.
In talking to these 7 businesses, they were excited, saying, well, we'll raise half of it, and the rest of the group needs to raise the other half, and in an hour, we're going to change a life for a family.
So I put one to hold it on this side.
The 7 companies are here to stabilize this and grow it and help us ensure that we can go from just a fundraising effort to building homes.
That's our goal this year, is just in an hour, raise enough money to go ahead and just build a house for a family.
The idea to build a house in an hour is super exciting. I've been to the breakfast before, and the idea that in one breakfast we could raise enough money to sponsor an entire house, that's pretty intriguing.
For me is that it reminds us that we're not just here working to make a living, but we're also here to share a community with people who live here with us.
You're breaking the cycle of poverty when you put a family into a home and give them opportunities that they would not be able to have otherwise.
Everything stopped. I mean, I thought I was going back to school. It only took about 30 minutes before they were pulling me in the room going, we're pretty sure you have cancer.
We were able to get those medical bills under control. We started to look back into, our dream of becoming a homeowner and kind of realized that realistically it's a little bit out of our grasp. We've worked very hard to maintain our credit, and even after that huge blow of him having cancer and all that, we've managed to bounce back. I feel like we've worked so hard and we don't get handouts, we don't get help in any way. Just the thoughts that Habitat chose us, this is huge. This is changing our life forever. We are so blessed.
Well, I think the concept of, basically raising the funds or building a house in an hour is really fun, to think that you're in a room and you're engaging this group and it's not so overwhelming.
I think this is great. I'd love to see more and more and more of these done. We're happy to help and continuing help these families that are looking for shelter, and it's right in alignment with what our company stands for.
Okay. What I like about Habitat is it provides housing for people and gives them the ability to break the cycle. If someone comes into the community, has a house and a place to live, their kids now have stability that they didn't have before.
all about giving people a hand up, not a handout, so they're able to actually pay it forward. The people we're going to build a house for are then going to pay it forward and help build another person's house, another family's house down the road, which is really exciting. It just is a perpetual cycle that goes on forever.
We plan on being a part of Habitat for the rest of our lives and instilling this in our children.
Because we work, we live, and we play here, and when we all pitch in and contribute something, we can make a much greater impact on the other lives of the people that we share this community with.
We laid the foundation and now we need your help to build the house.
It will blow people's minds to realize that in 1 hour, the money can be there to build this house.
When it comes to our groundbreaking ceremony, I honestly don't know how to thank them besides walking up and giving them the biggest hug I can possibly give them. I mean, there's so many situations where weight's been taken off my shoulder, especially when you're cured of cancer. And you know you're going to live longer, but this is like probably the biggest weight I've ever had taken off my shoulder, because this sets up my wife, my kids, my family. Whether cancer comes back or something comes to take me away, I know they're safe.
We want to slam this home. This is about you. This doesn't get done without the individuals who have supported Habitat for Humanity. It doesn't get done without you.
She's trying to pick me up.
I love him and I would pick him up. This is an official pickup.
See ya. Yeah. How you doing? It's good to see you. We're actually shooting a show.
What show?
My show.
Oh, I know what Cancer TV, but what's it about?
It's about all kinds of things, but right now it's about you.
Oh my God.
Okay. So have you guys seen the new magazine in Eugene? I love this, or in Lane County. Okay. You know what I love about this town? Or here, Eugene Sprinkle. Well, Kathy and I left recently to find a place, thank you, like that. And we So Bill, then you want me to just head straight down? Go. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting.